Have you ever felt more comfortable being alone than in a crowd? If so, you might be a natural-born loner. Now let's clear the air. The term loner often carries a negative connotation, but it shouldn't. Being a loner simply means you relish your solitude and are not always seeking social interaction. It's a personality type that many people embrace. If you often find yourself preferring your own company, stay tuned. We're about to explore 7 signs that you were born to be a loner. Sign number 1, you value your time alone. Time alone is not just a preference for those who lean towards loner tendencies, it's a necessity. It's a cherished period where introspection thrives, self-discovery blossoms, and energy is replenished. Solitude is the canvas on which the colors of thoughts, ideas, and dreams are painted. It's the stage where the drama of self-reflection and personal growth unfolds. There's a common misconception that being alone equates to loneliness. But for the natural loner, it's far from the truth. Rather, it's a rich and fulfilling experience, a journey into their own vibrant inner world. They savor the quiet moments, the freedom to think without interruption, the space to explore their own ideas and interests at their own pace. They relish the tranquility and peace that solitude brings, finding it invigorating rather than isolating. So, if you find solitude refreshing rather than lonely, you might be a natural loner. Sign number 2, you have few but deep friendships. Now, this doesn't mean you're antisocial or shy, quite the contrary. It's about the quality of relationships, not the quantity. You see, loners are choosy. They prefer having a small, tight-knit circle of close friends rather than a wide, sprawling network of acquaintances. This is because loners value deep, meaningful connections. They crave conversations that go beyond the surface level, diving into personal beliefs, dreams, fears, and experiences. They seek authenticity, honesty, and mutual respect in their friendships. For them, a single, soulful conversation can be more satisfying than a dozen lighthearted chit-chats. This approach to friendships allows loners to invest their time and energy into nurturing these relationships, making them even more profound and fulfilling. If you can count your close friends on one hand and you're perfectly happy with that, you could be a loner. Sign number 3, you are self-aware and independent. This trait is more than just being comfortable in your own company. It speaks volumes about your ability to understand and accept yourself. Self-awareness is about recognizing your emotions, strengths, weaknesses, and driving factors. It's about being honest with yourself and acknowledging where you stand, who you are, and what you want. Independence, on the other hand, is about not relying on others for validation or happiness. It's about trusting your decisions and feeling content with the choices you make. It's about being your own cheerleader and critic. These traits often go hand in hand. When you have a strong sense of self, you're less likely to seek approval from others. You become more self-reliant, more resilient. You learn to trust yourself and your judgment. You become independent. If you have a strong sense of self and tend to rely on yourself more than others, you might be a loner. Sign number 4, you are unaffected by peer pressure. It's a common trait among those who thrive in solitude. As a loner, you're not easily swayed by the opinions, actions, or trends that permeate social circles. Your compass doesn't point towards the crowd, but towards your own personal north. You value your own judgment, and you have the confidence to stand by it, even when it contradicts the popular consensus. Now, this isn't about being rebellious for the sake of it. No, it's about authenticity. It's about knowing who you are, what you want, and not allowing external influences to dictate your choices. Loners aren't immune to advice or new ideas, but they are discerning about what they let in. They don't feel the need to conform to societal expectations because they're comfortable forging their own path. If you often find yourself going against the grain without any concern for what others might think, you could be a loner. Sign number 5, you are introspective. A unique trait that sets loners apart is their tendency to delve deep into their mindscape. They savor moments of introspection, using this time to reflect on their thoughts, feelings, and experiences. This isn't a mere pastime. It's a journey of self-discovery and personal growth that they deeply cherish. Being introspective allows loners to understand themselves better. They analyze their emotions, reactions, and actions, always seeking to grow and evolve. Rather than being deterred by their flaws, They embrace these imperfections as opportunities for self-improvement. This constant self-analysis may seem exhausting to some, but to loners, it's an essential part of their identity. Loners are not just spectators of their life. They are active participants, constantly exploring the depths of their psyche. They find solace in understanding their inner workings, which ultimately leads to a more fulfilling existence. If you often find yourself lost in thought, analyzing and understanding your emotions and actions, you might be a loner. Sign number 6, you are content with solitude. Being alone doesn't frighten you, rather it fuels you. A crowded room can leave you feeling drained, while a quiet afternoon by yourself can leave you feeling energized and refreshed. This is because loners, by nature, are content and happy in their own company. They cherish the tranquility, the freedom, and the space for introspection that solitude provides. It's not about disliking people or being antisocial. It's about finding joy and fulfillment within oneself, without the constant need for external validation or stimulation. Loners don't need to be surrounded by others to feel satisfied or complete. They find beauty in the silence, comfort in their own thoughts, and a sense of peace within their own skin. So, if you often find yourself seeking solitude, if you relish the sweet sound of silence and find peace and happiness in your own company, you could be a loner. Sign number 7, you are a good listener. Loners have a unique ability to truly hear what others are saying. They are not just waiting for their turn to speak, but are genuinely interested in understanding the thoughts and feelings of others. This skill often makes them the go-to person when friends or family need someone to talk to. They are patient, empathetic, and attentive. If you often find yourself being the one who listens more in conversations, you might be a loner. To sum it all up, we've explored 7 signs that you might be a natural loner. From valuing your alone time, maintaining deep friendships, exhibiting self-awareness, resisting peer pressure, being introspective, finding contentment in solitude, to being a good listener. These traits are not drawbacks, but facets of a personality type that leans towards solitude rather than social interaction. Remember, being a loner doesn't mean you're alone. It means you're comfortable being with yourself, and that's a strength, not a weakness.